And welcome to Yoga for Strength and Vitality. We're in the second week of 2022. And for me, when I look at the year, the whole year ahead of me, it's almost like a blank page, something I can create and make anything I want to this year. So I usually sit down and journal a lot after internalizing, writing down my dreams, my hopes, my plans, and the action steps and how to put them into fruition. So if you haven't done that already, maybe this is an inspiration. If it sounds attractive to you, to just kind of get a piece of paper or ideally a journal and do some work. Just map out the year, make it what you want it to be. Why not make this year the best year of our lives? Well, let's begin with yoga before we do that. Let's do Tadasana. Feet sideways, hip width apart, instep parallel to each other. Lifting the toes up and putting the toes down, feeling the weight is evenly placed on all four corners of your feet. Then cupping the belly and the back, lifting up the front, pushing down the lower back. Arms up, palms up, and bring the arms back behind you, an inch or two. And then slowly bring it down to the side. When the pinkies touch, turn the palms in. The head sticks out, it usually does, taking two fingers, gently pushing the chin back. And it's so important to be mindful of our head, shoulders, and neck, because I don't know about you, but I look at my phone too many times during the day. And we're getting so used to our electronic devices, and our head always comes forward. So when we stand with a straight posture, just visualize the ears above the shoulders. That automatically brings the head back a little bit. Close your eyes, make a mental note of your pose, Tadasana. If it's uncomfortable, make the necessary adjustments to be comfortable. But from here, let's do 5 full yoga breaths. Inhaling through the nose, with the exhalation, bending forward, hands towards your feet. And with the inhalation, rising up bone by bone, gazing at a focal point as we come up onto the toes into a V. And with the exhalation, bending forward again, timing the movement with a breath. And doing 3 more on your own. And one last one, bending forward, squeezing the air out of the lungs. Inhaling as we stretch up again. And then coming onto the heels, arms to the side, check the posture back to Tadasana, closing your eyes and pausing. Let's begin with a half moon, ankles, feet closer together. Unless balance is an issue, then keep them apart. Inhaling, arms up, left hand in front of the right. Thumbs are locked, stretching up on the toes. Inhale, reaching up. And exhaling onto the heels, bending sideways to your left, using the left hand to bring that upper arm and shoulder back by the ear. You want to be bent over sideways only, not going forward and not leaning back. The information is strength and courage. Fill my body cells. With the inhalation coming up, let's switch hands before we do the other side right away. Opposite hand forward. Next inhalation, stretching up, reaching up. Exhaling onto the heels and sideways to the right. Releasing the pelvis, you inhale, stretching up on the toes, reaching up onto the heels, exhaling, arms down to the side, pausing with eyes closed. Always when you stand up, check your posture, shoulders back, arms are hanging by the outer seams of your pants, ears above the shoulders. And let's practice balance, one foot in front of the other, heel touching the toes. You can have your hands out in your peripheral vision while you look at a focal point, or crossing forearms, having the hands on the shoulders. Our equilibrium declines as we advance in years, so it's important that we practice balance every day. Let's do the other side. We can step forward with a back leg or back with a forward leg. And if you need to, have your hands out in your peripheral vision or having the hands on the shoulders, gazing at that focal point. Now, if balance is really easy for you, you might want to dim your eyes or even close your eyes. It's the ultimate challenge. And releasing, feet side by side. We'll do our tree pose, weight onto the left leg, bringing the right foot up, either inside the lower leg, inside the upper leg, or on top of your thigh. Either hands out in your peripheral vision. If you need to do that to be stable, please do what you need to do, or palms to the chest. Focal point is of utmost importance. All balance poses require a solid focal point. You want to pick a point at eye level or above, and then soften your gaze, dim your eyes. If you like to grow your tree, bring the arms out to the side and up, inhaling up, reaching up. You can bring your palms together if you like, or have the arms and palms parallel to each other. And maybe engage the shoulder muscles by pulling the shoulders down. So you're reaching up, the hands are reaching up, and the shoulders are pulling down. For a different variation, lower the right hand onto the bent knee. You can hold mudra, either one of the fingers and thumb together, and raise that opposite arm up, reaching up. I am calm, I am poised is the affirmation. Some of our poses have affirmations, and mentally repeating them will help us to stay with the pose, keep other thoughts away. To come out, first place the palms to the chest and slowly release your leg. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, pausing. And opening your eyes, pick your focal point for the other side. I am calm, I am poised. Lifting the arms up, inhaling up. Into a variation if you like. And lower the arms, palms together, lower your foot. Eyes closed, breathing deeply. Stepping your feet apart nice and wide. We'll warm up the lower back, hands at the waist. Rotating the torso a few times. One direction. And then a few times the opposite direction. Let's close the hands behind the back for unicorn, center unicorn. If you like, you can bring the palms together as well for an extra stretch. Inhaling, arching back. With your exhalation, bending forward, lifting your arms behind you. Relax the kneecaps, so there's a micro bend in the knees, soft thighs, soft knees. Lifting the arms up high, guiding your head down low. And then breathing deeply. Keeping the head down low, the arms onto your back, sliding your hands down your legs, and place them right under your knees on your shins. Then straighten your arms, looking down at the floor, so having your torso and your head parallel to the floor. Visualize an extension of your spine forward, as if there's an invisible thread from the top of your head, from the crown of your head, being pulled forward, stretching your spine. And take a deep inhalation here. With the exhalation, sliding down as far as you can. And let's move into a triangle variation, bringing the right hand to the outside of the left leg or foot, and your left arm up, looking up. And releasing, moving like a windmill to the other side. Left hand to the right leg, right arm up. And coming to the center one more time, clasping your hands behind, lifting the arms up high, guiding your head down low. To come out, lower the arms to the back, hands to the waist with the inhalation, rising up. Gentle arch back, stepping your feet together. Arms to the side, back to Tadasana. Eyes closed for a moment, breathing deeply. And sit to the front of the mat, feet are about hip width apart. We'll do a jackknife, coming. Lifting the arms up by the ears, stretching up on the toes, reaching up. And with the exhalation, like a swan dive, arms down to the side, bending forward, keeping your back straight as long as you comfortably can. Then at last, hanging down. If you like movement, you can sway your hips from side to side, your arms and shoulders. Reaching around the back, clasping your hands, lifting the arms up high,
guiding your torso closer to your legs. Lower the arms onto your back, sliding your hands down your legs. And place your hands next to your feet. We'll step back to a downward dog. Left foot back and right foot back. Feet are about hip width apart, a little closer together. Fingers are spread wide so the hands are big hands. And hands are about shoulder width apart. Let's pedal the feet, stretching out the legs. Slowly pedaling. And then holding the downward dog in stillness, pushing the heels towards the floor, pushing the heels of the hands into the mat, and chest towards the knees. Lifting your right leg up for the three-legged dog pose. Keeping the supporting limbs straight and strong, and bend that upper knee, opening the hip to the right. Lower the right foot and lifting the left. And lifting your left leg as well. And lower your left leg as well. Holding the downward dog, breathing deeply. And let's move to high plank with the inhalation, moving the hips down, parallel to the floor. Bring the shoulders back, navel to the spine, engaging the abdominal muscles. Building strength, great weight bearing pose. Take an inhalation with the exhalation, setting the hips, the thighs, the feet, tops of the feet onto the mat. Arching up, looking up for cobra. Moving the shoulders back, the shoulders are away from the ears, gaze is up to the ceiling. I rise joyfully to meet each new opportunity. Let's curl the toes under and move back to the high plank pose. We're just lifting the hips enough to be in a straight line, engaging the abdominals, navel to the spine, shoulders back. Take an inhalation here. And as you exhale, lifting the hips back up to downward dog. And stepping forward with the left foot in between your hands, placing the right knee onto the mat, tops of the foot onto the mat for a backward bend. You can just get stable, palms at the chest. Pull that right hip forward, that the hips are square to the front. Then bring the arms out and up, palms together. You can clasp your hands. Shift the focal point to the ceiling and arch back. Now lower the arms. Clasp the hands behind your back and have the four fingers move down your thigh, the hamstring of the back leg, arching back more, opening your heart to the ceiling.
And releasing, placing the hands next to your left foot, curling the right foot up in the back, stepping back to downward dog. Holding a downward dog pose, pushing the heels towards the floor, the heels of the hands into the mat. Stepping forward with the right foot in between your hands, left knee onto the mat, top of the foot on the mat. Lunging so that make sure that your knee stays above the heel or above the ankle. Inhaling, arms up, palms together, and arching back, focal point at the ceiling. And lowering your arms, clasping your hands behind your back, letting the forefingers slide down your hamstring, your back leg, as you arch up, arch back, looking up more. Wide open heart. And releasing. Good, place the hands to the front foot. And stepping back onto your right knee as well, coming up onto both knees. And we'll do another backward bend, a camel pose. You can curl the toes under if you need to bring the heels up higher. Left hand to left foot, right hand to right foot, moving the hips forward and arching back. If that's too much of a stretch, you can always bring the left hand over the sacrum, that flat bony part in the back of your bottom of your spine. Opposite hand over and arching back. And releasing. Hands in front of you. Coming back up into a downward dog. Make your adjustments. Make sure the hands are in the right position. Fingers are spread. And we'll move into warrior pose, stepping forward with the left foot into a nice lunge. Let's come up onto the left knee, holding on, getting stable, making sure the hips are square to the front. Inhaling, lifting the arms up by the ears. Knee above the heel or above the ankle of your bent leg. Back leg reasonably straight. There's a little bend in your knee. For warrior two, swivel the heel of the right leg down, right arm back, left arm forward. Keeping that lunge, knee above the ankle, looking past your outstretched left fingertips. With inhalation, bringing the palms up, arms up, and leaning sideways towards your bent knee. Keeping that upper arm and shoulder back. And place your left forearm onto the thigh. Reaching around the back with the upper arm for the opposite hip or thigh, twisting, looking up to the ceiling. And then straighten your left leg, sliding your hand down as far as you comfortably can. Try to keep the torso above the leg instead of forward. Opposite arm up, reaching up, inhale, stretching up high. And with the exhalation, bring that arm close to the ear, parallel to the floor. Both legs are straight. Lower that arm. Place it to the right hip, bending your knee, standing up, stepping your feet together, palms to the chest, centering position, pranam, pausing with your eyes closed. Stepping to the front of the mat again for the other side. Moving to warrior one. So now stepping back with the left leg. Coming into our warrior lunge. Hips square to the front. Inhaling, arms up by the ears. For warrior two, swivel the heel of the left leg down, left arm back, right arm forward. Maintain the lunge, looking past your outstretched right hand. And both arms up by the ears and leaning sideways towards your bent knee. And lower your right elbow onto the thigh, opposite arm up. Or reaching down with your hand towards the floor. And straighten that arm up, straight up, inhaling up. And exhaling, arm close to the ear. Reaching around the back for the opposite hip or thigh, looking up. And straightening that knee. Take an inhalation. With the exhalation, sliding down, lifting the opposite arm up. If you can, look up past your outstretched hand. And reaching up a little higher as you inhale. With the exhalation again, bring that arm close to the ear. And lower the arm to the waist, bending your knee, toes forward. Stepping your feet together, arms to the side, pausing with eyes closed. Let's do another balanced pose, Lord Nataraj. Weight onto the left leg, bending your right knee, reaching back, holding onto your ankle or to your foot, ideally from the instep. And bring that knee back, that your bent knee is close to the straight leg knee. Lift arm up, stretching up, inhaling. With your exhalation, tilting and bending forward. Lifting your leg behind you, gazing straight ahead. And slowly releasing, coming up again, stretching up. And then releasing, palms to the chest, breathing deeply. For the other side, weight onto the right, bending your left leg, bring that knee back, bring the right arm up. Inhale, stretching up, and with your exhalation, bending forward. And slowly releasing, stretching up one more time, palms to the chest, breathing deeply. For the fierce pose, you can have your ankles together or you can have them hip width apart. With the inhalation, lifting the arms up, and with the exhalation, bending your knees, making sure that you still can see your feet when you look down, so you don't want to overextend the knees. Gazing straight ahead. Lower down an inch and another inch, and coming to a squat. You can bring your feet and knees closer together so they can stabilize each other. Focal point and bring the palms to the chest. Let's move into a twist, bringing the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Twisting sideways, aiming to bring the palms to the center of the chest. Slowly coming to the center and to the other side. Slowly releasing to the center, coming to a seated position, sitting down, lying on your back. You can bring your knees in, fold the knees into the chest, hug your knees, roll from side to side. And we'll begin with threading the needle pose. Placing the right ankle on top of the left knee or thigh. Reaching down with your right hand in between your legs, left hand on the outside, looking onto the kneecap. Now, if that's too much, if that's too much of a strain, hold on behind your thigh. Aim to guide the legs closer to the torso while stretching the shoulders to the mat. Switching sides, left ankle on top of right knee or thigh, left hand reaching out in between the legs, holding out to your knees, stretching the shoulders down. Always make sure that knee that you're holding is pointed straight up to the ceiling. If we lean sideways, there's not a lot of release of tension. And uncrossing your legs, keeping the knees up, lifting the lower legs, holding onto your feet or to your ankles, depending on how long your arms and your legs are. We'll do happy baby pose. So bending your knees down by each side of you, opening your legs. You can either roll from side to side, rock from side to side, massaging your back gently, or holding the pose in stillness. And releasing your feet, straighten your legs up to the ceiling. We'll move into a couple of simple inversions. So you want to have your arms ideally underneath you or really close to the side of your body. You can rotate feet and ankles a few times in each direction. And then holding still, rocking your legs over your head with some momentum. Then bring your hands to your hips, lifting your hips up, legs straight up to the ceiling, or a simple inverted pose. And this might be as far as you want to go with your inversions. Always check with your body, see what's right for you today. Move further into an inversion. Let's do a shoulder stand by walking the hands further up your back. For a parallel plow, lower the legs parallel to the floor. Perhaps straighten the arms behind you, palms and forearms flat on the mat. For full plow, lower the legs further onto the floor above you, encircling your head with your arms, fingertips almost touching. Moving to ear clothe if you wish by bending your knees by your ears. Ideally, bring the arms behind you, palms and forearms flat on the mat. Moving back into a plow or into a parallel plow. You can either clasp your hands behind your back or push forearms and hands into the mat as you rise back up into an advanced shoulder stand. And slowly coming out, either bridging out, one leg at a time, counterbalance with the other, or rolling down bone by bone. You can hug your knees, perhaps cup your knees with your palms, make circles with your knees a few times in each direction. Bring the arms out, palms down, out like a T from your shoulders. Right leg over your left, crossing your legs, maybe tucking the toes under your ankle. Take an inhalation, twisting sideways to your left. Lower the legs to the mat. Inhaling up and twisting to your right. Going back and forth 2 or 3 times, time it with your breath. And then uncrossing your legs, cross them the other way. Again, a few times. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And crossing your legs. Prepare to do a bridge pose, so keeping the knees up, the soles of the feet are flat on the mat, knees are about hip width apart. With the inhalation, lifting the hips up, reaching down, clasping your hands underneath you, and lifting one shoulder at a time, tucking your shoulder blades closer together. Slowly lower the hips down onto your hands, onto your arms. Preparing for the fish pose. Straighten your legs are relaxed. And arching the upper body onto your elbows. So pushing the elbows into the mat, lifting the upper body. Perhaps bring your elbows a little closer together behind you. And then letting your head slowly come down towards the mat. Make sure most of the weight stays on the elbows and your head is barely touching the mat. For some strength variations, lifting your left leg 45 degrees and lower, and lifting the right and lower, and lifting both legs. And slowly lowering down. Make sure all the weight's on the elbows before you lift your head. Let your back. Let your backside come down to the mat. Pausing for a moment in Savasana, palms up. Inhaling, allowing your navel to rise. As you exhale, allow your navel to fall. Deep, slow abdominal breathing. Now bring the knees up, hug the knees, arms around the knees, gently rolling from tailbone to the head, back and forth, until you come up to a seated position. And let's have the legs straight in front of us for a posterior stretch. Feet are flexed, so the toes are up, hands on the thighs. Inhaling, reaching out and up. And with the exhalation, bending forward, keeping the back straight as long as you can. Holding on wherever you can. Could be your shins, your ankles, your feet, or your toes. You can easily reach your toes, 2 fingers around the big toe, cap it with a thumb. Pulling the shoulders back, take a deep inhalation. With the exhalation, folding forward. Slowly, with the next inhalation, releasing the pose, sitting back up, pausing for a moment with hands on your thighs, eyes closed. Coming into the knee pose, keeping the right leg out, bring the left leg in. Facing that outstretched leg, hands on the thigh. Inhale, lifting your spine with the exhalation, sliding forward to your point of comfort. Your outstretched leg is straight in front of you. And the center of the chest aligns with the inside of the knee. The next inhalation, releasing the side, sliding back up, pausing. Let's move on to the opposite side. Right leg in, left leg out. Inhale deeply. With the exhalation, sliding forward. Releasing the full inhalation, sitting with a straight spine, pausing for a moment. And let's do a balanced knee pose. Pick a focal point to gaze at, holding onto your feet, your ankles, or mudra around the big toe. Cap it with a thumb. So 2 fingers around the big toe, cap it with a thumb. Lifting the legs parallel to the floor, gazing at your focal point. And as you straighten your legs, pulling the shoulders back, opening your feet. Slowly guiding your feet together, setting your heels down. And we'll move to an inclined plane, left arm back and right arm back. Can always adjust your hands, having your fingers towards you or away from you. Make fists with your hands, anything that works best. And coming up onto the soles of your feet, lifting the hips up and letting your head hang down. And slowly releasing, lower the hips down. Let's do a variation of the side plank. Bringing your right knee onto the mat, right lower leg is parallel with the short side of the mat. Coming onto your right arm, up onto the knee, opposite hand to the waist as you lift your upper leg. And lifting your upper arm as well, looking up past your outstretched hand. And slowly lowering down. From the firm pose, coming onto the other side. Onto the left knee, left lower leg is parallel to the short side of the mat. Lifting your upper leg up. Lifting your arm, looking up past your outstretched hand. And slowly releasing. Coming to a firm pose for a moment, right big toe over left big toe. The palms are open. Increase the thighs and torso. Push the shoulders back, then relax. Pause for a moment with closed eyes. It's time for deep relaxation, so feel free to lie on your mat. Lying on the floor, getting comfortable. Deep relaxation is a conscious process of relaxing the body part by part. Try to keep your mind engaged in this process to gain all the benefits. There's another stretch you'd like to do, please do. And then lying on your back with your legs straight and relaxed, arms by your side, palms up. Legs are relaxed, arms are relaxed. Take a few deep inhalations and exhalations. Inhaling health, vitality, goodness. Allowing your navel to rise on the inhalation and fall on the exhalation. Beginning deep relaxation by seeing, feeling, or imagining a soft white mist-like light entering your room. It moves towards you and gently surrounds your beautiful physical form. This light lifts you up and it feels like floating on a cloud. Invite this light to enter the toes of your left foot, toe by toe. Felt your arch, heel, ankle, left lower leg, knee, thigh, and hip. Your left leg is completely relaxed. Now guide this light into the toes of your right foot, toe by toe. Right ankle, lower leg, knee, thigh, and hip. Both legs are completely relaxed. Now guide this light into your torso, entering your abdomen, your stomach, your chest. Guide it deeper inside, touching your internal organs with this healing light. Moving up, encircling your beautiful heart. Expanding out and filling your whole chest with this healing white light. Now guide this light into your back, relaxing away tension from your lower back. Moving up through the middle, into your upper back, relaxing all tension away. This light now enters the fingers of your left hand, finger by finger. Moving into your wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, and shoulder. Move it into your right hand, one finger at a time. Right wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, and shoulder. This peaceful light moves into your neck and throat, like a wave flowing into your face, relaxing your jaw, filling mouth and lips, entering your nose, your cheeks, filling your ears, touching your temples, moving into your eyes and into your forehead. This peaceful light moves inside your head, inside your brain, melting away thoughts and feelings. It leaves your body through your head once more, surrounding you, expanding out and filling your room with your peace. Expanding out further and leaving your room, a peaceful light of consciousness moves through the city, over houses and trees, over oceans, mountains, and continents, into space, to infinity, keeping you completely relaxed and completely in peace. Enjoy this peace. Enjoy. Home. Gently preparing to guide your consciousness back. Bring it back over houses and trees, back into your room, back into your physical form. Energy and consciousness enters your head, fills your brain, moves down into your face, feel it behind your eyes, down your neck and throat, into your shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. Vitalized energy and consciousness fills your torso from your chest, down into your stomach, all the way down to the hips, thighs, lower legs, feet, and toes. Moving fingers and moving toes, wiggling fingers and wiggling toes. Bring the arms up above your head, double inhale, stretching up high, and double exhale, relaxing down. Hugging your knees, maybe rolling from side to side, or just roll onto your favorite side, just lie there for a moment longer. And slowly coming to a seated position, sitting up. Let's rotate the shoulders with a little bit of tension, forward, up, and back. And back up and forward. Stretching the left ear to the shoulder, extending the right side of the neck. And the right ear to the shoulder. One more time, left ear to the shoulder. And right ear to the shoulder. Making circles with the face or bigger head and neck rotations. And the opposite direction. And let's lift the arms up, stretching up high, inhale. And exhaling into a twist, left hand behind your right hand on the outside of the left knee, twisting, looking over your shoulder, looking back. Coming to the center, onto the other side, inhaling, stretching up one more time, and onto the other side. And releasing to the center. Thank you for joining us today. I wish you a wonderful rest of the week. And since it's January, a wonderful rest of the year. Why not make this the best year ever? Hope to be with you again next Wednesday at 4. For today, namaste. My soul bows to your soul.